one of the greatest statements I ever heard was, be the best you can be at everything that takes no talent.
I'm shooting by far the best I've ever shot in my life this whole year. I needed to get back to what I need to do. I need to get out there and kick ass. That's the simple bottom line.
I'm always trying to shoot against the course, not the person, because I can't control what they do.
I've broke 7 bones in my spine, and I'm 51 years old. I've got every excuse in the world for not shooting.
Anytime Brandon throws shows like that, you know something good to happen for him.
We want to be able to bring you raw action, raw interviews from events, so you can. We want to put the event in your living room. If you can't be there, we want you to be there.
Don't be afraid to miss. Shoot for the fences.
What are you saying, Dad? I mean,
You're welcome.
I didn't come out of the cage and say, oh, I just threw it away. I just man, I just missed him. Get after it on the next one.
Sir, you shouldn't have done that. Well, they stopped shooting.
You're kidding.
Well, yeah, they stopped shooting because they didn't want to shoot you.
Welcome, everyone, to the 2025 U.S. Open here at beautiful Providence Hill in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm joined currently right now with first place men's. Congratulations, Todd Hitch.
Thank you.
And, again, repeat winner, Madison Sharp for the ladies. Congratulations, Madison. Sorry, Todd, ladies first. Madison, let's start with you. This is your third U.S. Open win. Tell us where this one falls with the other two.
Well, this one was definitely a lot of fun because I came into the shoot. My goal was just to have fun. I've been turkey hunting the past month and a half, so very little preparation, but I feel like I needed that. I needed a little break, take my mind off of shooting, and then I put all of it into it this weekend. So I'm really happy with my outcome. My first one will always be very special to me because it was my home state, but my third one for sure, This is pretty cool.
Very cool. Well, Todd, this is your first U.S. Open win. First of all, could it be a more gorgeous setting? I mean, this place is awesome.
About
right?
as pretty as it gets.
Tell us your thoughts. How does it feel? Is it sunk in yet? Or have you felt it yet?
Not 100%. It's definitely sunk in some, but I think tomorrow morning or tonight on the drive back home, we'll sink in on it. But it's pretty cool, unbelievable feeling.
So you mean to tell me, as the current U.S. Open champion, you have to drive?
Somebody's got to sleep.
Is that Dad?
Yeah.
We'll take turns. Depends on if we try to get home all the way. And I got to do some stuff tomorrow afternoon. So
there you go. Homework?
Not homework. No. I'll finish that, thankfully.
Well, let's talk about preparation for a second. Todd, I know you're somebody that likes to grind. Madison was out shooting birds with feathers on them. What about you? Did you put in a lot to get ready for this event?
Yeah. Since I had a pretty unsuccessful turkey season like Madison, I can't hit a turkey, so I focused on clays. But no, so I shot a lot, like more than I have before. I shot the last 10 days to be 1,500 shells.
Really?
Before, and averaged about 150 a day. Whether that'd be 100 shells one day, 250 next day.
Yeah.
On it, and strictly working all mechanics, rotating body, working, just being as consistent as possibly could.
Well, Madison, coming from hitting turkeys, talk about the targets here for a second. I thought they were very fair. Obviously, I didn't do so well, but all the targets were like you could see them really well. I didn't feel like there was any eye tests. It depends on the time of day. Sometimes there was a little bit of strobing, and then the other thing too is you had plenty of time. I didn't feel like it was any like quick window shots or anything. I think the targets were pretty fair, don't you think?
I feel like every target was very hittable. There wasn't a target that was over the top out there, but I will say I thought they were all technical.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, some shooters struggled on certain courses. There were some targets where we were shooting out in the wide open in the blue sky, and there were some targets where we were shooting in the woods, which can be very deceiving.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Todd, you come to a U.S. Open, you expect some little tougher targets. Do you think the targets were set right for the event?
think they were so great. Yeah, I mean, I think 189 won it. So, I mean, they had been stout, but they didn't look stout by looking at them. That was the thing is, I mean, Winchester, of course, had some big buds on it. But the other two, it was like, oh, everything was there, but it made you miss.
Yes. Yeah, well, I guess it goes back to that little saying, they don't have to be fast, far, and edgy to miss them, right?
Exactly. So, yeah, I think one thing with all within the woods, the strobing effect, not necessarily it's not like unfair visual test, but the clay, in my opinion, the clays look faster than that jaw.
Yeah.
So I think it's more who can read the bud better in that lighting condition.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference.
And now we're
you want to hit the crack pipe?
Yeah, there you go. And now we're joined by runner-up, Mr. Cory Cruz. What's up, Cory?
Howdy.
Welcome to the party.
Good to see you, man. You're looking
you.
good.
Yeah, well, thank you. I try my best. I mean, look at my partner. One of us has got to look good, right? So
Poor Sean.
No, I was talking about David.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
But
how's Sean feeling? Well, he's doing good. It's just
it's his wife.
It's his wife's battle.
Yeah,
we're keeping her in our prayers, man.
Yes, she needs them. She goes for surgery this week. So
good.
We were talking about the event. First of all, gorgeous setting. I mean, this place is phenomenal. It's my first time being here, and I was just blown away the whole time I was here. I mean, you couldn't ask for a prettier course. We were just talking about the targets. I thought they were fair. You could see them well. There was no quick windows. You had time to hit them. What was your take on the targets?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily agree with you. You could see them all really well. But you are correct. Everything was fair. You had time, and it is sporting clays. It's not skeet and trap, so you're going to have those variables of, a good draw with a 8 o'clock rotation or whichever one you end up getting. So I think that the target setters hit a home run. They utilized the terrain and the beauty of the club. Everything was spectacular. I mean, it was world class. I mean, what a venue! Yes, everything is manicured to a T out here, and what a gift it is to be able to come out here and shoot at a place like this, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Hopefully they'll have us back.
Yeah, no kidding. This place is amazing. So speaking of that, I got one station I want to bug you guys about real quick. This was on the Promatic course, and I know you. Was it on the Promatic? No, it was today, actually, on the Breda course, where you walk down the deck and you're shooting like 50, 60 feet below you. Now, in Florida, we don't have that kind of terrain down there, right? And I don't think you do in Texas that much either. What did you guys think of that station? Those targets weren't really that hard, but it was that perception of it being straight below your feet you were shooting. What's your take on it, Madison?
So it reminded me of some World FITASC targets for sure, because at the World FITASC several years, we've shot targets under our feet. I thought it was a good technical pair. Very easy to miss, but very, very hittable. You could see them both well. You had enough time. I thought it was a fun pair. That's actually where I ended at. So
oh, really?
It was, yes.
Okay.
Did you run it?
No. So dead pair and then lost dead. I missed that incoming shot.
Yeah. What about you, Todd? What's your take on it?
I like the station. I ran that one. That was the one that was I guess that was our full station, Cory. Cory and I shot the whole weekend together.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
The fifth.
Yep. I got a sweet video of you shooting that stand. I was standing on the there's like a bench behind it. I was standing up on. So, yeah, it got a little vertigo right there.
Yeah.
You lean over the stand to get that extra little bit of breathing room for that load that incoming bird Madison was talking about.
Yeah.
And then the Batu kind of quartering out on report. I got a little vertigo up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Cory was shooting, I stood on the bounce beam. Look, it's the only way you could see the incoming target at your break point that you wanted to shoot it at. So.
Yeah. Well, of course, these two are going to love it because they just won. You've shot a lot of U.S. Opens. Where does this one lie with all the rest of them? How does this one compare?
Man, I mean, it's like a balanced scale. Wouldn't you agree, David? The venue, 10 out of 10. Target set, I'd say, hold my feet to the fire. It's not the best, but it's in the top 3. I guarantee you. I mean, I really enjoyed them. I know everyone, like you said, enjoyed them. But to have this much terrain and creativity, it was definitely top 3.
Yeah.
Payouts could have been better. It's a U.S. Open. It's a big deal. We work really hard to get here, and travel's expensive, hotel's expensive, food's really expensive. It was an expensive shoot to attend, and I was in pretty much top 5 in every event, and hopefully I can come out in the black. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's tough.
Well, you can be like the rest of us mere mortals and be like, well, let's see. I hope I got money to sit at a parking meter.
See if we could thumb a ride home. But no, let's see, you had an awesome vendor row. You had a lot of opportunity out there if you were trying to pick up some cool new gear. You had a decent selection of food, whether you wanted a hamburger or hot dog. Food prices were a little expensive. But other than that, I mean, I don't want to sit here and act like a complainer. I enjoyed myself, but, I'm a big believer in, honest critique. And if I was, looking at the books at the end of the shoot, that's what I would want to hear.
Yeah.
Where could I improve payouts and food selection? Otherwise, home run.
Well,
I loved
I
it.
agree with that.
I would agree.
David, you got any questions? You don't have a mic. We can ask for you. You could pass us a note or something.
You try talking for me. It'd be much more efficient.
I guarantee it'll be a lot.
I think a lot of people would agree with that.
It'll be a lot less ums and uhs and ands and buts and.
Philosophically speaking.
Hear Jason speak philosophically.
Oh, no. I'm about as blunt redneck as you can get. Madison, if you had, and I don't want to make this a bashing session, but if you had something to pick on, something you think that any U.S. Open, and not just this venue, any U.S. Open can improve upon, what would you like to see?
So last year I won the U.S. Open at Northbrook, and this year I won it here. And the best U.S. Open ladies payouts that I've seen was, I guess it would be 3 years ago now in Arizona.
Okay.
And at Backwoods, there was a good ladies payout for that. But the ladies payouts this year, they were a little less than last year. I won $500, guaranteed for the ladies HOA.
This weekend?
This weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, very grateful, but kind of like with what Cory just said, we want to be able to at least,
cover
get a little seed money going to the next one.
Right, yeah.
And I'll elaborate on you just because, we're all a little hesitant because I don't want to sound bitter or ungrateful because we are very, very thankful.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it's also just the club's job. It's also the organization's job to do some, and we shouldn't have to go out there and fundraise it ourselves either. It's a management type thing.
Right.
There's too many smart people in this thing to figure it out. I'm not one of them. And I'm not complaining. I'm just kind of stating the obvious.
Right. But if you had to pick, I know it's hard for you because you won, but if you had to pick on something, what would you?
He's going to pick on all of us getting a loan to get home.
Not just.
All right,
not
I'm beating a dead
venue,
horse now, but let it go.
Yeah. Not just this venue, but any venue, anybody that's going to host the U.S. Open. What would you like to see a little bit better? Is it just the payouts, or is there something else you would add to it?
Payouts always there just because sports growing. I do it for a job, so that's always one thing you can improve on it. Any place having a good food selection is number one, and I think that's something that's easy to do, but doesn't always come through. A lot of times, and as Cory and I experienced this week, making sure everybody knows the schedule, shoot-offs, all that stuff. Outside of just the pamphlet at the beginning, I think as far as easier info, better signage. That's what a lot of clubs mess up is the signage. I feel like
I would agree there too.
I'm not necessarily saying they had good signs, but if you go when you have places where say this one or Quail Creek in Florida, you're using 800 acres for it. You need to know where you're going and how to get there.
Yeah, exactly. Cory, you weren't here for this. We talked about preparation. Madison was out turkey hunting for the last month. But, Todd, he grinded really hard. Now, you're one that's been kind of quiet behind the scenes. Have you been shooting a lot, or did you put a lot into this event?
I've given it a lot more effort this year than I have in the past.
Okay.
Just kind of had a new fire lit underneath me that, has proven, beneficial. Rich Cole built me a custom new stock.
Really?
And it sounds silly, but the gun that I had been shooting, the point of impact and the overall comfort of the fit wasn't where it should have been. To battle it out with these guys. You look at we're fighting for 1%.
Yeah.
All right, Todd beat me by 2. That's 1%.
Right.
All right, so I think that all those things really play into it. So after getting to know this new stock, that required a lot of practice and dedication, and then. I guess 2 or 3 weeks ago we had the Browning Briley in Houston. Spectacular shoot. 25,000 HOA payment.
Wow.
For first place.
Championship tour event too.
Not a championship tour event. 25,000 for first, 15,000 for second, 10,000 for third.
Wow.
Yeah, really awesome.
Impressive.
Dominic Grossi, who shot 100 straight here, he won that. So hats off to him. But, that's kind of maybe why it's a hot topic, because we're coming off something like that. So it's not really a fair comparison, but this is the U.S. Open.
Sure.
So, yes, that's –
we can't even hear you.
Can't hear me?
So that your question about preparation, yeah, I have been doing more. And, Anthony Mattery's got in my ear, towards the end of last season and kind of just painted it black and white to me. I was kind of getting bitter, and he's like, look, man, you've been doing this for, we're going on 30 years now. It's like you either get with the times or quit. Otherwise, you're wasting your time and money. And I was like, that's a pretty accurate statement. So I was like, well, I'm tired. I don't like losing, so I might as well practice.
Right. Yeah. Time to grind a little.
But, we were talking about, some of the things we can improve on. I think something also to point out about, Providence Hills, man, the attention to detail these guys had. And, talk about the things that they hit home runs on. There's no telling how much money they've got in that parking lot, so no one was getting stuck. We had bad weather, first couple of days. Yeah. I didn't see anybody getting towed out of the parking lots like I have in the past. Yeah. Today was the only day I saw dust, and, they had mitigation ready. Yeah. It just didn't really get to that point. I think that there's many things that they had incredible attention to detail on. So I do want to just kind of make that point. I'm not sitting here trying to beat them up by any means. Management was good. Casey and her team and Kendra and everybody inside, they did great. David only took probably 3 minutes to shoot, 2 pairs. It was good.
Are you proud of how fast I've gone? We got to watch it too.
Yeah. It's really good. Things are coming along in a good direction.
Yeah. He's improved.
I just need to give him a little bottle of oil for his injector.
David, did you have something you wanted to ask?
How am I?
Good.
I can't hear. Okay, so if I'm like out of bounds
today, Junior.
If I'm today, Junior. But no, if I'm out of bounds on this, just let me know. I kind of do want to talk about the payouts. I did not know that was. I'm going to be pretty frank. That's pathetic. That's insulting. $500 for the U.S. Open Lady Champion. The entry fee is more than $500.
Yeah.
That actually
not for the main event, but plus options and whatnot, stuff like that. But
that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, Madison. That's really sad, actually. Because here's my opinion on this. It's incredibly expensive to do this. I'm going to get a hot take here, but I seem to be pretty good at doing that. The sport utilizes the pros. They use the back of the pros to promote the sport, yet they don't reward the pros. And I don't think that that's a very fair comparison. I mean, if they're going to put us on pro squats, if they're going to change the way that we shoot, if they're going to use us to market, if they're going to bring in people to film and use it to create marketing promotional material, and if that's going to be used to promote this shoot for next year, yet by coming here we all lose money. That's a little insulting. Yeah. Because I know there are people that are making money at this shoot, and I don't think that that's a good direction in the sport. I mean,
there's balance to it. A place like this takes a ton of money to operate. There's a ton of overhead, and there's contingency plans and right. I agree. But I mean, there's balance. So I'm not gonna go to bat for either side. But I know it's a tough one, man. It's a management decision, and I think one way or the other, we're all here really battling out for the title anyway. If we're doing it for the money, we'd all be at work. You know what I mean?
If we continue to say that that's why we're here, it'll never change.
I agree. I think that should be a new project for you.
I got too many projects. My next one is trying to just shoot a little faster.
There you go.
After that, I'll get to talking faster, but I don't know about that. But no, that's just my own personal opinion. I mean, I think if there's more than $100,000 made on this shoot, I think there should, which I know there will be, then I think that there should be a little bit more in the payouts, because it's image and likeness, and it's the pros that are being used to market. If we're not being used to market and grow the sport, then that's fine. They can pay us nothing.
Well, in retrospect too, it's not just about the pros. The C-class guy, the D-class guy.
That's exactly what I mean.
That saved up to come all the way here, and he won his class, and he got a trophy, and he's probably going to go, on one less vacation because he spent that wad, to get here and compete.
And that's where there's not enough credit given. 99% of the people watching this were not here. because they can't afford to come here.
Yeah, they've got
to
to save up to pick to another one.
You know, you got Bob Smith Shooter that's an A-class shooter out of, Nebraska or whatever. He would love to come to this event, but he can't.
Mm-hmm.
And if the payouts were larger, then maybe he could take his vacation and come to an event like this.
Sounds like he just needs to go to Jack Link's Cup.
Oh, wow.
Plug.
Selfish plug. Selfish plug.
Well, a safe bet, but it's an interesting statistic. Back to class money. So my father-in-law put at a local shoot. He probably went, obviously he went just a little bit over on the back to class. I think it was $50 a shooter back into the kitty, and his attendance dropped 50%.
I did
for
it
back to class.
We did it at the Dead Pair Blast. We had a great turnout the first year. We tried to increase it the second year, and nobody showed up.
Yep. So people are obviously watching the payouts, and it is still a social sport by the majority. So I think there's a balance like David's talking about. You still have to capture the guy that's competitive. The classifications need to be fixed.
Yes.
And from there, when you start getting people that will put their money where their mouth is to shoot for a real prize,
right.
Maybe it would self-heal.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of internal problems that need to be fixed, and y'all are the young ones, so y'all get after it, Madison, and Todd,
yeah,
David.
Yeah,
we can do that.
I got too many bills.
We won't talk about age anyway. So, what do you think, Todd? I know you brought up Jack Links. That's one of the richest paying shoots in our sport right now, currently in the country. Are you part of those inner working conversations? I mean, can you lend how they've allocated for that?
Yeah, I'm not quite in that. But I know as far as what I've seen, whenever Jack Links bumped their payout, Nationals bumped their payout.
Yeah.
They don't want to have the lowest payouts for Nationals or HOA. So I
hopefully
think it would
people will follow suit a little bit.
Yeah, get somebody in that hosts a shoot to be aggressive about it. That's what thing. Not be afraid. Let's go. Let's put out the money. They need to have some of that company, say Jack Links, that comes in, puts up a bunch of money, and I know for a fact that all the money they've put up, they've never lost money in any of their shoots.
Wow.
And that just shows, for example,
how
much they actually are making, what they could put out.
Well, Madison, I know we joked about you turkey hunt, but we know how much work you put into this. We've had past conversations with you, and the ladies all the ladies put a lot of work into this. Karen, I can go right down the list. Desi, they work their butts off, and you girls deserve something too. So I feel for you. Sorry, I can't. If I had David's money, I'd just give you a couple grand. But
if you had my money, you'd be sitting here behind the camera.
But no, I agree though. I think you ladies deserve as much credit as anybody else does. You
shoot, man, she's been whacking them turkeys. You got a smile on her face. Come on.
Yeah.
Look, I will say I have enjoyed my week here, but I'm leaving tonight and I'm headed to Wyoming, and I can't wait to get there because I'm going to go kill another turkey.
Oh,
good for you.
Christmas. So what's next for everybody? Where you? I know you're going hunting again, but what's your next tournament?
Probably the regional in
Probably
Ohio.
Northeast Regional Cardinal. What about you?
And maybe the Shooters Championship in Meadows.
Okay.
Gun Club.
All right, we're going to see you out a little bit more now is what you're telling us.
No, I shoot my normal card every year. It's about 8 majors. Texas State Championship, which is going to be at the National Shooting Complex week after next. And then I guess 2 weeks after that, it's going to be the Shooters Championship at Meadows in Georgia.
Okay.
And then after that, I think we kind of get into the World Sporting over in England, then World FITASC in Cyprus, Nationals, and I'm going to try to shoot Nick Berry's regional out in Idaho.
Okay.
Just because I want to go to Idaho. It's nice up there.
Well, you still need to get your butt to Ohio. We took Texas.
What am I going to do in Ohio?
Texas is always going to hold the number 1 spot for a state shoot, but now they've taken the number 2 spot from Georgia.
Yeah.
For entries. So yeah, you need to get your butt.
What's
up
your
there.
payouts?
Guaranteed's over 36 and totals over 100. So. But, yeah.
Better watch out for those Yankees, Cory.
Yeah. There's no water.
I think Southern's could take them.
There's no Whataburger up here, but we'll take you to a White Castle.
I don't know. Yeah, if you ain't got any Whataburger, I'm out.
White Castle, man. You'll run all the way to the Porta-John, I promise.
Those little tiny wannabe hamburgers.
Yes.
What are those? Those are like biscuits with a slice of carpaccio on it or something. Imitation burgers.
Man. If you want to ruin a good date, take them to White Castle. So, but David, you got anything else for these fine folks?
I got plenty of stuff. It'll all get me in trouble.
Well, Karen Miles. I keep saying that. I'm sorry. She probably heard me. Gebben's giving me the dirty eyes, so Karen's coming in here to join us. But thank you all very much.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations to all
And
of you.
congratulations to the U.S. Open champ, Miss
Yes.
Todd,
Thank
and the
you.
lady champ. Congratulations, y'all.
Thank you. I appreciate
See y'all down the
it.
road.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Thanks, Cory.
Thank you.
Thank you, Todd. All right, we're back, and we are joined back again with Madison Sharp and runner-up for the ladies, Karen Miles. Congratulations, Karen.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
her husband, Gebben Miles. Congratulations, FITASC champion at the 2025 U.S. Open. Karen, start with you. We've been talking about everything from targets, the venue. You have won U.S. Opens for ladies before. You're runner-up this year. Tell us how this event stacks up to all the others.
It was a great event. They really did a great job at all the target setting. I really enjoyed it. Like, I didn't shoot as well as I'd hoped.
Sure.
But I'm like, man, I want to go back and shoot those targets because they were fun.
Yeah.
And I think they did a great job. Everyone here did a great job. And, yeah, I mean, coming to shoot here at Providence is always one of those. It's like, yeah, let's go because they always do a great job. So I think that's the biggest thing is it's a good tournament to come to because they are high quality.
Yeah. Well, this is my first trip here, and I was just overwhelmed the whole time I was here how beautiful this place is. And no discredit to any other club in the country, but this has got to be one of the top clubs as far as beauty. I mean, this place is amazing.
Yep.
The general consensus earlier in our conversations was that the targets were fair. Everybody, you had plenty of time to shoot them. I know there was a little bit of strobing here and there depending on what rotation, what time you shot, but that you could see there was no eye test. Would you feel that was pretty much the same through all the events?
Absolutely. I think especially like in the main event, if you had some edge, typically it was closer so that strobe lighting wouldn't be a huge factor. But then if you did get some distance, there's typically face to look at, which I think is important, especially when you're shooting in these trees and the lights change and the 8 a.m. to 3 o'clock. That's a difference. And so you have to, as a target setter, figure out what is that. It's going to allow the shooters that fair chance, having a similar chance at those targets. And I think they did a very good job at that.
Well, speaking of targets, Gebben, the FITASC was very challenging but very fun. And I think they really did a good job using the landscape that they had. I mean, those targets were phenomenal. I mean, I think that was a very fun FITASC. Obviously, you had fun. You won the thing. But give us your take on the venue and the shoot as a whole.
Yeah, I loved the FITASC. It was awesome. The venue is a place that we try to put on our calendar multiple times a year to come here and coach. And they've always treated us really, really nicely here. And but as far as this shoot, I loved every event as far as the target setting goes that I shot, except for maybe the Super Sport. I didn't think the Super Sport. I mean, individually the targets were great, but the flow of it was not. And I think that was maybe the one critique I would have that would be on the negative side as far as target setting. But other than that, I mean, yeah, FITASC was one of the most fun FITASC events that we've shot in a while, and I thought they did a good job with all the mains too. Maybe the woods course, I guess it was Beretta. It was all in the woods, right? And so I think you could have maybe designed it to where you could have had half of Winchester in the woods and then half of Beretta in the open as well, where
kind of get them to blend a little bit.
Yeah, blend a little bit.
Separated so much.
But that would be, another critique. But all in all, I think they did a great job with everything. I wasn't super impressed with the payouts other than HOA and the top three. I thought they paid those 3 spots well, but the class payouts and the side event payouts I thought were a little bit low. And especially compared to, some of the bigger shoots that we've just shot, like the Brandon Briley, Fujara, Arizona State shoot.
Yeah.
There was a lot of money, Jack Links, there was a lot of money in all those. And so for a U.S. Open, I would hope that as we continue growing in the sport, that payouts would be equal to some of the other big shoots, because it's the second largest shoot in the country, maybe the world. So, world.
Well, and, that was a topic of discussion before y'all came over, was the payouts. Poor Madison over here just won the ladies and only won $500.
Yeah.
And
wow.
so
Madison, you can't even buy us dinner tonight.
I know, right? We were looking forward to lobsters and everything.
Winchester Lady Cup, though, when Winchester Lady Cup comes in, and so that helps out the ladies a little bit. But that's typical. That's why Winchester Lady Cup started providing for the ladies the last few years. And that needs to change in our sport. I think another critique, if we're on this line,
hey, listen, opinions
would be
positive critiques.
So hopefully the NSCA, somebody at the NSCA can hear this, because the pro class, this happened at nationals too. The pro class in every event, the option money is way less than master class. I looked at, in fact, I won the FITASC. I got less option money in pro class for HOA than the master class.
Because the pro class was broke out of the masters.
Separate, yeah. And I forget who else we looked it up, but it was for class options. Jonathan Prince won. It was over $400 for his master class option in the main, and it was Eric Harvey who won pro class. He won $27 for a class option.
Wow.
Unbelievable. So that has to change. There's no incentive to be a pro right now. Like they need to provide for the pros. I think that all the pros should at least get something for being a pro. In my opinion.
I was making this, what I was saying earlier, because when we talk about that, especially coming from the pros, it comes across of like we just want money. But the reality of it is that if to be a pro, you have to sacrifice everything. You can't have a job. You can't, unbeknownst to most people, the contracts that we have do not pay for everything. We really, if we lose money going to a shoot, that's not insignificant. And it's my personal opinion that this is what I told Cory, because he brought up the payouts and as well. But right now there's a big push. And we're part of it, where the NSCA is utilizing the pros, in quotation marks, to grow the sport. We just put a bid out as a Champions Network to broadcast the national championship. We don't know if we'll get it or not, but why are we doing that? Well, because the NSCA is looking to do that, to promote our game by they're not in the bid. It had said nothing to do with filming and broadcasting the non-pros.
Right.
It's the pro squad event.
Yeah.
That's going to be, they're spending money to advertise that. They're selling ad space on that. They're making money from the professionals. And so is the advertisement of all these tournaments. If they want to utilize the professionals, they also have to make that worthwhile, just like any business contract.
Well, and ultimately the way to grow, if they're really trying to grow the sport, is to give people an incentive. Hey, I want to be a pro.
Yes.
Like pay the pros as much as possible without breaking their bank.
Yeah.
And you're going to give people an incentive. All these kids are going to say, hey, I want to be a pro. They're going to go out and they're going to work their butts off to make that pro level.
The reality of it is, it's not like sour grapes or the pros sitting there talking about like, we need to make more money, because the reality of it is, if we can win more money, then we can spend more of our time promoting the game.
Exactly.
Because right now I have no time to promote the game other than working my literal ass off.
Right.
To actually, it keeps getting bigger because I have to eat on the road. But
wow.
But
if you were paid enough, you could afford a gym membership and start
eat
going,
healthy. and start growing kale and spinach and peppers from Peter Piper.
Beef. That's all I eat. I've been on carnivore diet 5 years.
Wow. You got a better chance of catching George Digweed in the gym than you do David. So.
Hey, George was a scratch golfer for a long time.
There's people that eat to live.
Jeez. This conversation went south.
No, but it's true though, because if realistically, if you would, it's not about making money so we feel better that we make. It's about incentivizing people to say, I want that job because it's a cool job. It's a worthwhile job, and then that's an inspirational thing for other people.
Yep.
And then if we can take the time, how often are we getting things? Hey, go do this interview, or the NSCA wants you to do this. Okay, great. But we can't take the time. What if you had a week in your schedule instead of teaching to make money so you could pay to be here to win $500?
Yeah.
If you had a week to take the time off and do a whole promo shoot down in San Antonio.
Exactly.
Well,
that's how you grow the game.
Like
that's
in this moment, like the
PGA.
Champions Network, hey, I know you guys are really hungry, but will you come do this interview? No, I'm kidding.
I'm going to be scrounging the grass for dandelions.
Well, but let me throw another side of this. The four of you, David, Madison, Karen, Gebben, are pros. The rest of us mere mortals, and you have to understand, I completely agree with everything that you and David have said. I really do. But the majority of what makes up a shoot is not the pros, okay?
Right.
There needs to be more payout for the lower classes as well, because what's going to incentivize somebody in C or B or A class to take a week off of work to come to an event? Even if they win, they're not even getting their registration fee back. You see what I'm saying? So it's got to be a little bit of a balance too.
My dad has that in his heart 100%.
Yes.
At the Arizona State Championship that just happened last month, he gave $1,500 for every class winner and every concurrent winner.
Yeah, I saw that.
So the sub-junior Arizona State champion won more than the U.S. Open lady champion. That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. But good on him for doing that.
Right. Well, and he, everything that he pulls in from a shoot, he wants to give back to the shooters. And that needs to be the heart and the mindset of the NSCA. That's how they're really going to grow.
Yeah.
And I think another thing, too, on that was Tim and the shooting range in Tucson, Trappin-Skeet, and Coyote Springs still made what they needed to make to continue to be a shooting range and to continue to make it nice and, keep their staff and grow in that aspect. But he gave more back. And he did that also through the options and the way what options were available to go out to people. And so it can be done. It just needs more and more people. And I think Tim's going to kind of be that trailblazer to do that, so more clubs can still make what they need to make and then be able to give back more to everyone.
For an example, next year's Western Regional, I think, already has guaranteed more payouts than this year's U.S. Open.
Wow. Well, that's cool. And you know what? That's sometimes you got to kind of pick up the wagon by yourself and make it in order to make it happen, you know. So, but
if you think about it too, I mean, the first shoot that gave a lot of money in the past was the Dubai shoots, and then all of a sudden, a couple years ago, we get Jack Link's was like the first one. Like, oh my goodness, it's $30,000 or $20,000.
Well, and also before your time was PSCA.
Oh yeah,
PSCA
that was before my time. But then now Jack Link's is doing it, and then we had the Browning Bradley that now is doing that. We have the opportunity in Fujairah. So, like, there's more and more
Shooters
places.
Championship.
Shooters Championship is another one. So there's more and more clubs, I believe, now that someone has kind of started that. It's like, ooh, people like this.
Well,
and
a lot of state organizations are doing that too. You know, I'm part of the board at Ohio State, and we put up 36,000 guaranteed payout. But if you go back down through the payouts as a whole, it's over 100.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's and we're trying to. I mean, if everybody would kind of look at that for a minute,
Mm-hmm.
anybody that's putting on any shoot, I don't care if it's a monthly, a state, a regional, whatever, but if everybody kind of looked at that and we could kind of start pushing that direction, I think we definitely would make that change for sure. It's getting dark. They're probably going to kick us out of here. One real quick plug for Karen. Over on the Dead Pair podcast, we have got a new series we're launching, and Karen was kind enough to join us for the whole episode. She's going to be our guest pro for that episode. So, Karen, that's exciting, right? That's coming out Thursday.
Very exciting.
So, get over and check that out. Congratulations to both you ladies. Gebben, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Outstanding performances, and I'm very envious. And you know what? I'll never get there, but I always strive to be where you guys are at. So congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
But
It's an honor to be on here with you guys and help promote the sport more and help promote what you guys are doing.
And I think it's great to get to see other people's personalities come out a little bit more than just watching them on a shooting station. So it's a cool opportunity to be able to
people
do that.
don't really know how funny David is. They just think that he's this quirky guy over here. And then people say the same thing with me. I mean, Karen, the person that introduced Karen to sporting clays really used to tell her and her family, oh, my coach Gebben Miles, he's so serious. You
can't joke. You can't, if you're not doing the right thing when you're in the cage, it's going to be bad. And
you were
so
probably
Gebben's like the
terrified
least serious guy
I know. He really is. He really
Gebben's
is.
the guy that taught me what a fart looks like.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
it.
That's TV right there.
Oh, my goodness.
That is
I don't know if
TV
we can
right
air
there.
what a fart looks like on TV.
No.
Gebben, I have to censor that.
That is awesome.
Well, that's what we're trying to do here on the Champions Network is, we want to bring people the personalities and the characters behind everybody because there is a lot more to it than just the person that's pointing a shotgun, right?
Yep, that's right.
And we're trying to build that backstory and let everybody see who you people are and, give you a chance to spotlight yourselves and your sponsors. And But
we appreciate it.
We're always looking for more opportunities to do this. So if you are an advertiser, you're interested in advertising with us, that helps us get out to more of these people. Reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to illustrate what a fart looks like. So, but
wait, you know what I have to say? We're going to close with Gebben. I think you and I need to make a new segment of choreographed Disney songs as part of a whole new part of the Champions Network.
Well, I tell you what I'm going to do is I found that video you and David driving down the road and singing, and if he ever makes me mad, I'm going to release it on the Champions Network.
Well, I mean, it's already on YouTube.
You can't use it as a threat. I did that myself.
It's already on YouTube.
You've seen it here?
Yes, I've seen it.
That's the problem with trying to insult David. He'll help you,
Right.
So he's like, wait a minute, I think you can come back a little harder than that at me,
I'll critique your insults.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone, from the Champions Network here at the 2025 U.S. Open at Providence Hill. We appreciate you all, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.